Okay, so what I want you to do instead is you can swap back to your normal scimitar if you want.
Yeah, we'll do that.
What we're going to do for a little bit, folks, not great that we have to do it on recording, but we'll see, is I want you to go up and kill those, the three guys hanging outside the church up above.
Oh, yes.
So kill them, then run back here and rest, and then go back up and kill them again. There's two reasons we're doing that. One is to get souls.
Well,
But
yes.
the second is they have a chance to drop Titanite shards. If they drop a Titanite shard,
These three guys up here.
yeah, and if they drop a Titanite shard, you get it saves us 800 souls. So that's why I want you to do that. See, easy peasy these guys.
I know they are.
Oh, one of them dropped something.
Yeah. I was just going to kill them and then go back and get Titanite Shard. There you go.
Excellent. Okay, we need a couple of those if we can.
Oh, actually, thinking about it, I told you I actually will just talk about random things. I guess when I'm doing this to keep people somewhat entertained about things that we've done recently, about cons and stuff. No.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. I can talk a bit first before
Yeah.
you go on with cons. So do you remember last time I was talking about Ocean Vale?
Yes.
So that has gotten released.
You.
since
Yes,
then.
you told me that.
It's in beta. But it's essentially an open beta. They've made some interesting decisions, I will say.
You were saying that to me. Yeah.
So I wrote up a piece and sent it to them to be like to get their approval. I didn't want to have any bad blood between them and me.
Did
you
they
see.
approve it?
They did, because I tried to be, in my article covering their service, I wanted to have constructive criticism, and I also did want to praise some of the things they got right.
Well, like, yeah, they can't expect you to say, "Oh my god, it's amazing," because that sounds fake.
Yeah, so basically, Ocean Vale right now, because I also want to clarify, because, I spent so much time talking about it last time, I want to make sure that people know my thoughts on it now that it's out. So keep in mind, this is the beginning of April, folks, so things could possibly change with Ocean Vale by the time this episode comes out. But as it stands right now, so Ocean Vale. So one of the big things they were selling us on was the combination. You had your obscure titles from Japan that hadn't gotten official releases before, and you also had your adult section. And it came out, and the kind of general section, super lacking right now.
Well, I think that's a given at the start for most kind of things like that.
So
Like, I thought Disney Plus was lacking when it first dropped as well.
Yeah,
And
well-
that's Disney, and they had loads. I felt like it was lacking.
yeah, well, they had a lot more than what Ocean Vale has.
Yeah,
at the
but it
moment.
was still lacking until a certain point.
So basically, it's set up by a company called Wave Corporation. That's WW Wave Corporation. And basically, the general section is just their series. They don't seem to have any third-party titles
They might eventually. Why is this a message on a pedestal?
because someone's showing off that they got up there.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so there's that. Their adult section's a little bit more fleshed out, but only a little bit more. But they've made some weird decisions in terms of like, so the UI is a little strange. So the UI is mostly what you would expect from like a streaming service. You've got your carousel at the top going through like shows and stuff. You have your shelves down below, which are kind of broken down by genre, and you can like see all and that kind of stuff. So that's the kind of stuff you'd expect. But for some reason, and I kind of have the answer now. So for some reason, the episodes of these third-party titles are listed individually. So like like when you're going through the shows
Yeah.
on say Netflix or Disney
You
Plus
could
or
pick a
something.
series, and then when you go into it, it'll have all the episodes under that category.
Yeah, whereas in this, episode 1 is over there and episode 2 is over there.
Why?
So they explained that it's because, and I don't think there's a good reason myself, but I also get that this is quite difficult to deal with. So because the companies they're licensing it from consider them to be different products, even though they're the same series.
That's weird.
It's very weird. And when I saw that, I was thinking to myself, this probably isn't a decision they themselves are making. This is
No, it's probably no. If they're saying companies, it's the other companies basically. That's what
Yeah.
it sounds like to me anyway. Because it sounds like they're saying it makes no sense as well. Like because from the sounds of it, they're saying we get it makes no sense, and if they so that would mean it's not something they would generally want to do.
Yeah, so...
You give them a pass on that then.
Well, yeah, but it's still not a good look.
It's not a good look, but sometimes you have to.
So for them,
remember-
I'd be recommending to them to push these other companies and to say, look, we understand that you want to consider these different products, but they are clearly part of the same series, and a lot of other services put the same series all together.
And it'll just make things less confusing
Yeah.
for the supplier, the not supplier, I mean the consumer.
Yeah. So that's one issue with it. Another issue that I have with it is, so they said that the kind of adult section would be quite hidden while you're walking.
I was trying to run. I didn't push the analog stick far enough. Okay.
Okay, that's fair. They said it would be kind of hidden, but
It's not hidden.
I go onto the page. It's right out in the open. Like a big banner.
Is it maybe settings you have? Maybe when they say hidden, maybe that you can make it hidden is probably what they meant.
Well, I looked at the settings and I didn't see an option there.
Okay. If you show it to me, I could probably
I
find it.
tried to be quite thorough, you see. So,
Because that's what I mean as well. You can, because I know you can set like Crunchyroll and stuff and other things to like preferences and age ratings and stuff. Like on Disney, you can.
yeah, I don't know if they've got to that far yet, but you can glance afterwards if you want. So basically,
But no, maybe that's what they meant. That's going to be what is going to.
maybe, but at the moment it's super out there. And I was saying how if they're gonna try to have a general audience beyond the adult audience, they're going to need to make it more hidden. There's kind of a nice feature in the main menu where you can do that and be like, stick with just that. And also, I'd put in some kind of password protection to make sure.
Yeah. Pin codes. I know Disney Plus because like I used to, until they started clamping down and with password sharing, I used to split it with my sister and 2 friends. This year it ended in March, our last year's subscription, so we decided to go our own ways and buy our own Disney Pluses this year. So, which is grand. I just lowered mine to I don't need the HDI and only 2 people can watch at once, which would suit me and my mom because my mom uses it sometimes. So it was €100 instead of €140 a year. So, but when I did that, I did put a pin code on my account one because just because I didn't want in case the other girls' family members actually went into my one or something, and I just didn't want people messing up what I was watching.
That's fair. So
Mainly my mom, because my mom definitely would ask. My mom's gotten better. My mom at the beginning used to always click into our Netflixes and stuff, and we're like, we have your profile. It's called Patsy. Sorry, my mom's in her 60s. She doesn't have social media. Her name's Patsy. There you go. It's gonna be hard to find her.
That's fair.
And Patsy's not even her name. It's like short for something else.
Oh yeah, that's fair. And then another issue is so previews. So basically, right now, actually, I guess this also comes into pricing as well. So right now, there's 2 kind of accounts you can set up with them. You can set up a free account, but you can also set up a paid account.
Oh, so that's like the same as Crunchyroll, where you have the free ones and the paid subscription.
Yeah, but the free one doesn't have ads right now.
Oh, okay, but they will eventually.
But they're also very limited. You can only watch their like shortened, censored version on the main page.
Okay.
But you can look at the premium products, as they call it, and look at previews of it. And what the preview typically is the first 30 seconds of the show.
Okay.
And at first that seems fine for a preview.
Yeah.
Except I took a glance at a couple of them because I wrote my article. I was like, okay, I better test out this preview feature. A couple of them, you could see the first 30 seconds. Some of them, though, literally the first 30 seconds are just a bunch of like Japanese text. And in those cases, the preview does nothing to help you.
That's true.
It's just a bunch of Japanese text coming up, presumably of companies and warnings and copyright and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, that's not very helpful. So I was like, that's really weird. So I was saying, like, even though it's a bit more work, they should probably try to make, like, a micro trailer for each one.
They'll eventually, so you have to remember, it is new, and it's technically in beta stage still.
Yes, but this is where we get to it, you see. So all of this would be quite forgivable if it wasn't for the price that they're charging.
Yeah, you were telling me. I did think the price was a bit weird for something that... I think I said that to you already. You already told me the price, and I think it was a bit weird.
It's in beta, technically. So in beta, I would assume that the main thing you want is to get lots of people using the service so you can get feedback. Which is part of why I was thinking if they're not going to make it straight up free, you know, in the beta, maybe they could have a discount at the beginning.
Normally it would be discounted. Like Disney Plus did a discount, remember I told you that?
At the initial one, yes.
If you pre-ordered it, so me and my friends pre-ordered, you went onto the Disney Plus website and you basically put in your email to say you were a subscriber. You gave your payment details and they charged you, but then your subscription will officially start for the year from when it launches. But you paid for it in advance, but that wasn't so. But it would be from whatever date. It was like it started in March, which is actually why my subscription always ends in March, at the end of March, around the 24th or something, because that's when Disney Plus originally launched. Was the end of March, and I think it was like €60 for the year, for 2 years.
Yes, and that was pretty good.
Yeah, because now that same one, which is the one where multiple people can watch and HD and stuff, it's now 140.
Yeah, streaming services have really jumped up.
Netflix is the most ridiculous, but I do watch Netflix a lot. Amazon Prime isn't that bad. I only pay about €8 for Amazon Prime
That's not the worst.
a month, so that's not the worst. Netflix, me and my sister split Netflix, so in total Netflix I think is 20 something in total a month. It's like $11.50 each or something. So, and then obviously Crunchyroll is about a tenner a month for me. That's grand. I actually like this a good bit. I have High Dive as well. High Dive is cheaper. I think High Dive is around 8 or 9 or something.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you just brought up a very good point here, which was, so I was thinking to myself when it came to the pricing stuff, I was like, okay, it's probably unfair to compare them to like the really big services, because obviously really big services are throwing around a lot more money. So I was like, okay, the better comparison to make is something like Crunchyroll or High Dive.
Yeah, and High Dive at the same time isn't as well known or has as much titles, so which is why they're cheaper than Crunchyroll.
So
I did have Funimation back in the day as well, but obviously Funimation is gone now because they bought Crunchyroll and they actually decided to just get rid of the Funimation website. Because originally everyone thought they were going to get rid of the Crunchyroll website and put everything on the Funimation website, but I think they realized Crunchyroll was the one that had the most subscribers.
yeah.
And it made more sense for them to keep the Crunchyroll site, which I actually agreed with.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What was
to me
the
as
point
well.
of moving everyone from Crunchyroll over to Funimation? But actually, though, because I actually had two accounts, an account on Funimation and an account on Crunchyroll, and it was the same email address, they automatically emailed me and deactivated my Funimation saying everything is now on your Crunchyroll account, and which I really liked. And they actually added
that's great.
They added stuff that I had on my watch list from Funimation onto my Crunchyroll watch list.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I thought that was very impressive.
That was
I don't know if
impressive.
they did that with everyone else, but I noticed that. I noticed there was stuff I didn't put on my Crunchyroll watch list that was appeared, but that's probably because I had the exact same email, the
That would
exact
help,
same
yeah.
payment details. I had everything exactly the same. That maybe
So they could tell that you were the same person.
same person. Yeah, I thought that was very fascinating.
That was really cool, yeah.
But it made more sense because originally I think people thought everyone thought they were going to keep the Funimation site because I remember that. But
Yeah, just because it's Funimation buying them.
But Crunchyroll made more sense because then it's also separate from Funimation and stuff like that slightly. It's just basically a company they own.
Yeah. So having talked about Crunchyroll and High Dive and stuff, like, Ocean Vale is more expensive than them.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Like,
Now, they were saying that it's because of the fact that they have to handle adult products and there's more risk associated with that.
I get that's fair. Like, when you think about it, Crunchyroll does not... They have ecchi, but they don't obviously deal with, like... Oh, nice. They don't deal with, obviously, hentai.
Yeah.
And neither does High Dive. High Dive doesn't have hentai either. Do you want me to do it one more time to get 3?
Yeah. And also, there's always the chance you'll get another Titanite
Yeah.
cards, which will save us
I don't know why I have my
800.
shield up. But yeah, so High Dive doesn't have hentai either. They have ecchi though.
Basically, none of the actual streaming services have hentai on there.
I don't think so.
So the point, anyway,
If
is
they wanted, they probably could make one that's specific. You pay extra for the hentai stuff if you really wanted to.
I think they'd run into trouble with a lot of their financial systems.
Yeah.
So
Or make a separate streaming service for hentai.
they could do that as well, yeah. But point anyway is that when at this early stage they're charging more than their competitors and they've got far less content.
See, that's
a hard sell.
That is a bit cheeky. Like, that turns people off products.
Yeah. So
They have to have something really good on there, like some series that is like demanded, people wanted.
Yeah, but also I think so quality is obviously a big part of it, but also you do need a little bit of quantity as well. Because their own shows are very short.
Okay.
So like do you remember last time we were talking about Overflow, which was the one about the guy who was in the bathtub and his stepsister sits into the bathtub and it slips in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's an old anime though, no?
Not that old. It's a few years old.
2 years, yeah. I'm pretty sure I've seen images of that around the place.
But each episode of that is 8 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I do not get the whole wanting to fuck your sibling thing in anime.
Well, first off, we have enough souls now, so let's head down here now. And
now, I'm going to be honest, I did watch this series, My Little Sister Can't Be This So Cute when I was a teen, and I did actually like the series, but I did not ship him with the sister. I shipped him with with the friend.
Is that the one
where she's like into like autumn games? Like
autumn,
like the girl games.
Yeah.
Where guys date girls.
Or is that Oremo?
Yeah, it's called My Little Sister Can't Be.
Yeah,
the
I've
English
heard
title
of it.
is My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute. It's not hentai or anything.
So he's gonna ask you for the ember. You definitely want to give it to him.
Yes.
Okay. So hang on, just before we continue on with this conversation topic, let's just get this dealt with. So, in terms of weapons, like which are you still leaning more towards the scimitar?
Yes.
Okay, so in that case, modify equipment. And you see, you can use a large Titanite shard to upgrade it from +5 to +6. And this is called ascending. So you've now ascended it, you see. The reason they call it ascending is because blacksmiths are the only ones that can do that. Theoretically, you can reinforce it. So you can be the person to go from +6 to +10, but to go from +5 to +6, they are the ones who have to do that.
Okay.
So you can also make it a raw weapon, but raw is not very good. I'll go over that more. But first off, reinforced weapon now. And let's head down to the scimitar. And yes, let's upgrade that as much as we can. We might get it upgraded twice. One more time. Okay, now we want to make sure that our Zweihander is in decent condition. So how many Titanite shards do you have for Zweihander? Or, well, I was going to have you try to reinforce it there.
Oh, sorry, actually. Oh, damn it.
You have a bunch, actually. You might be able to get it fully upgraded now. So, one there, and then one more there. Yep.
And
okay.
Will I be able to modify it? No.
You don't have enough large Titanite shards. You can modify it once we get large Titanite shards, but we can't get them right now. Could you check his inventory?
I never actually reinforced my armor.
It's a big waste at this point. The only time you'd ever reinforce your armor is if you have nothing else. Literally nothing else to upgrade.
Oh, okay.
Purchase item. I just want to see. And if you go over to key, you see, it'd be nice to get the weapon and armor. Well, mainly the weapon one, just because if we're away, we can still upgrade our weapon if we find any large Titanite shards. You see.
If I do kill those guys a few more, like just not much more, I have 900. I can get that 2,000 I need.
Okay, let's just do that.
Because then you continue your talk on the thingy.
Yeah. So it's a very iffy situation.
It
There are
is.
some good aspects to it. A lot of the UI is clean.
Kind of cheeky, honestly, Owen, but like.
Yeah, well, that isn't how I would have done it. But also, Japanese companies can sometimes be very
Like, I
stiff on
pay
things.
for Mantra, which are it's like one of the webtoon comic apps. It's €5 a month.
€5 a month. Okay,
And I read loads on there.
you got hit by.
Yeah, I just noticed. I read loads on there, do you know? And I don't think €5 a month isn't that bad to me.
Yeah, well, also you have loads to do on there.
Yeah, I know they're constantly adding new stuff and like
The reason I was bringing up the fact that a lot of their series are 8 minutes long is that I haven't actually calculated it, but I suspect you could probably watch almost all of the content on there within like a weekend,
Oh, okay.
if I had to guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's not what you want for your streaming service.
Well, no, because then you just read it, you just watch all their content and unsubscribe.
Yeah. So like I would like to see it be successful. They seem like nice people, but like when I did my interview with them.
Yeah. No, they seem a bit greedy. I don't know. I don't know.
But they have to deal with higher ups, and the higher ups are often the ones who make these weird decisions.
Yeah, they want money, that's why.
Yeah, but this is not what they should be prioritizing right now.
No, you should start. Sure, that's what Disney did. They started milking us for more money once they had us in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
you know
make
what?
it sound like an addiction.
Well, no. Well, there is stuff on there. I actually watched a few things. I'm watching High Potential on there, and so is my mom, and so is my boyfriend. Actually, it's like on the star part, so it's like a police one, comedy police one. It's really good. But I actually have to watch last week's episode and this week's episode. I haven't watched them yet because I was so busy over the weekends and stuff. But yeah,
What is hype?
High Potential. So
what
it's
is
about,
it?
so basically it's about a mother, and she has high functioning. So it's kind of like she's very intelligent. So like it's called something. It's like where it's high functioning.
Autism.
No, but as in like she's very 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 intelligent. As in like she.
The only term I've only heard the term high functioning and low functioning.
No, it's not
applied.
autism. It's something else. High potential. I'll look it up there. It'll tell you. Oh, high potential intellectual. That's what it is. So it's like it's actually a thing. So
I've never heard that phrase before.
it's intellectual. It's also known as intellectual giftedness. So it's like people like.
Yeah, gifted I've heard of.
So, but they call it high potential as well. So like, they're very very intelligent. So she will see things and notice things that other people don't notice. And because of that, she's has a daughter with her ex-husband. Her husband that went missing years before, and then she has a son and a daughter and a baby daughter with her ex-husband who's still around. They just didn't work out. They're now friends. He's in the show. They have really good chemistry, but I think it's like explained in the show that they argue too much because of like they argued a lot and stuff like that. But they just work out way better as friends, which they do in the show. They have a very good relationship. He has a very good relationship with her eldest daughter and stuff still. But
That's
she finds it hard to hold a job as well because she just disagrees with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And people find her a bit too much because she corrects people so often because of everything. So
Yeah.
she's a cleaning lady at like the police station, but it's like the crime one, so like murders and stuff. And in the beginning of the first episode, she's like cleaning at night, and she sees like a board at the board, and it's like a missing woman. So the woman is dead. No, the husband is dead, or no, the husband is dead, and the wife is missing, or something like that. And they think the wife killed the husband, and she notices something on the board, and she actually says the wife is a victim on the board as well, and not missing. And then they like question, they see her on the TV, and then she explains things. She helps them find the wife. She actually was a victim. She was kidnapped, and people staged it to make it look like she killed the husband. And then they hire her as a consultant, and she like teams up with the guy, and it's actually a really good show.
I'm good. I'm glad that you're enjoying it.
It's really good, but that's what it is. So it's like kind of one of those crime ones, but like kind of funny. I guess she can be a bit insufferable, but I like her as a character.
That's fair. That's fair.
And there's also a subplot of her missing partner of the daughter. She believes was something happened to him, but everyone said he ran away, and the police woman in charge helps her look into it, and the police woman then starts agreeing with her that actually they think he was also something happened to him. He didn't run away. So there's a subplot of like looking for him as well.
I'm curious if I know any of the cast members.
Season 1, it's very new. I think it only started at the end of last year, and it ended in like February of this year. So it's getting a season 2. But I'm watching it on Disney Plus as it drops, so I didn't watch it like in America when it is on TV. So I'm getting the episode slightly later, as you kind of do. That's kind of a normal thing with streaming services. The same with the new Miraculous Ladybug season. It's not on Disney Plus yet. I think it's going to come on. People think it's going to come on Disney Plus at the end of April or beginning of May. And I'll watch it then. So I'm trying to stay away from spoilers of Miraculous Ladybug season 6.
Of course, that makes sense. I'm just looking up. So apparently, I have seen this actress before.
Oh, look at him.
I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, the boar helmet.
Handsome man.
Um,
Demon Slayer. No, just me. Okay.
Oh, her. Wow. Okay.
Which one?
Sorry. So the lead actress in that show is Kathlynn Olsen.
Yeah, she is. Yes. Yeah.
And I've actually seen her as a side character in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh.
Now, apparently, she's also in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
She is. She's a good actress. I don't like. Should I cut that? Sorry. My boyfriend likes her as an actress as well, because he's seen her in a few things.
She had a minor role in Coyote Ugly, apparently.
Yeah. Okay, I have just over 2,000 now, so we can go and get the thingy.
I feel sorry for her. I just saw she was in Family Guy.
I like Family Guy.
You know me.
I know.
But she was also apparently in where was it? I just saw it there. Did you see Finding Dory?
Yeah.
So she's a character in that. She's
I haven't seen it. I only watched it once.
I haven't even watched it. Finding Nemo is one of my favorite animated
She
movies
didn't mind
ever.
Finding Dory. It was grand.
Finding Dory just seems so unnecessary to me.
Unnecessary, but it wasn't bad.
But apparently she played Destiny, a nearsighted whale shark.
Oh, yeah.
You know who that
I
was?
think I do, roughly.
Was that a important character or?
I don't think so.
Okay. Key item weaponsmith box. That's the one we want. You can leave the armor smith box for the moment. There we go. So now we are pretty much ready to go. Well, the only other thing that we would really want actually is potentially some more pyromancies. Hang on. So head back to Firelink Shrine.
Okay.
When we get to Firelink Shrine, I want to see how many of those hard souls you have on you.
Uh-huh. I'll just kill these 3 guys again here.